Good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you may be in this wonderful and beautiful world. Today, I thought we'd do something just a little bit different. Now, I do like to give you a little bit of a history lesson. I don't always get my facts straight, do you? So today, let's have a history lesson of a slightly different sort and ride something slightly different. Welcome to the wonderful 1950s world of my, BSA B31 350cc single cylinder, never restored. Isn't she a honey? If everything in life was as reliable as this bike, wouldn't it be awesome? I have long wanted to try and get some nice shots of it. So let's go out and do a bit of trial and error. I'll explain more along the way. How do we start a bike like this? No buttons. First of all, we have here the ignition timing, the advance and retard. On a modern bike, this is magical electronics. But as the engine speeds up, the spark needs to fire a little earlier to catch up with the speed of the piston as it's going round. On an old thing like this, you do it. So I just need to make sure my advanced retard's set about right, somewhere around there I reckon, just retarded a bit. Next, we've got to flood the carburetor. She does like a little bit of a tickle. There we go. Petrol is flooding out. Give her a bit of choke, close off the air. Then, under there, can you see that little lever there? Decompressor. We're now going to put the engine in the right place. So I'll push the kickstart. There we go. Top dead centre, I can feel the compression. Lift the decompressor. Ease her over the top. Up with the kicker and... oh, she tried straight away, look. And another go. That's not bad, is it, for a 70-year-old motorcycle to start on the second kick? Hope I'm doing as well as this when I'm 70. Hey, the gears and the brakes, they're reversed. So my gear lever's on this side on the right and the brake lever's on the left. Not only that, instead of going one down, it's one up. So, find a gear and let's boogie. This is just awesome. This bike always puts me in a really good mood. You can't hurry. I've had this bike, what, 17, 18 years. And although cosmetically it's never been restored, I've rebuilt the top end of the engine, new clutch, new brakes, new primary drive, blah, 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 new carburetor, and all that good stuff. And she's a honey of a thing. You saw how easily it started, but the brakes now, they are a caution to anyone. Let's see, let's just let this car start and I'll see if I can show you what happens. No one behind me, right, full front brake. See, it just sort of made the fork squash down a bit. Oh, it's great. Petrol time. How do you switch it off? Because there's no key, there's no ignition. Remember the decompressor lever? You pull that up, engine loses compression, boom, job done. You've just passed your test?
Yeah, I literally just done it a week ago.
Well done. So what's your problem?
I was just wondering how the machine works.
Okay. So you're a complete newbie. And this is a 4-stroke, is it? It just takes normal petrol?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got it.
I just need like £10.
Oh, it won't take £10. There you go, look, you got loads. Hope you don't spill it.
Cool, I'll put it.
That's cool. Oh, hang on there, look, there's a little arrow there. Yeah. See that? There's another one there. I'm guessing you just...
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it, I think. There you go. Job done. Good luck.
Have a good one.
Welcome, new motorcyclist.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Ba ba
contacted my buddy MotoGP and Formula One photography legend Gareth Harford and asked him for some hints and tips, because you might remember a video I did a couple of years ago when I had a go at photographing a motorcycle. It wasn't very good, was it? The thing is, it's not the sort of photography that I do. There are skill levels associated with all of these things which we have to work at. Motorcycles, never really tried before. You've got to get it wrong before you get it right. Anyway, Gareth gave me a couple of really cool tips. I think I just spotted a little place in the trees which may or may not work, where there won't be traffic. And the thing is, it may not work, but at least we've tried. Let's just pop down here. Oh, forgot to retard the ignition. There we go, that's better. What I'm looking for is a patch of shade with a pool of light next to it. Something like this, actually. Private access to the old house, no unauthorised vehicles. I wonder if anyone's going to come through here. I'm going to try it. Let's see what we can come up with. So why have I put the bike there? Well, the light is sort of blowing in from that direction, which is really nice. We've got a shadow coming this way. This side's a little dark. I don't mind the background. Let's have a quick look at it and see what it looks like. It might be too busy. Let's see. I don't like those branches growing at the top there. What if we go this way? Maybe better make the lens longer. And now we're losing some of that mess, but I'm not sure about the fence post. Okay, how about if I come this way more, sideways on? Actually, I think that is quite nice. Let's make the lens a little longer just to hide some of that stuff. The engine in particular is very, very dark, isn't it? Here we go. Our exposure looks to be pretty much spot on. I am just using where are we? F5, 60th of a second, 400 ISO. I'm just agreeing with the histogram because I think it's going to be fine. And bend my knees a bit. There. It's not bad. That dark engine, what could we do about that? That is why I spoke to the legend that is Gareth Harford. And he told me some little tips and tricks that he uses when he's photographing motorcycles, certainly for product launches. He does all Triumph stuff. He does stuff for Harley Davidson and others. And that is to put a bit of light back in, because it's really dark in here. We need to push a bit of light back in. One of the reasons I put it here, because there's a pool of light there, and I've got a reflector with me. I know you're going to say, but Mike, I haven't got a reflector. Look at that, you see, I'm putting light onto you. You see, I can scoop up light and shine it somewhere. What I'm hoping to do is to scoop up light there. Can you see that? Can you see as I turn this? Look at the engine. You see how it just sort of wakes it up, no end. Now, if you don't have a photographic Lusterlight reflector like I do, you can make something. Cardboard, covered in tin foil. Maybe you can find some of that shiny cardboard box stuff that they make presents with. Now, I have no idea how this is going to work because the sun's moving fast. Light changes. That's good. That is actually pretty much spot on. Let's get that shot quick and compare the two. That looks so much better. Okay, not sure where we were. I think I was to the right a little. Straight away, a difference. So here's the shot we've just taken, and there's the previous one. Look at the difference in that engine area. Look how it's just made the light push back in the other direction, and it has woken the whole bike up. I'm wondering about this little bit of disused abandoned road. Now I know I'm not supposed to go up there, but better to apologise really afterwards, isn't it? What I'm thinking is, we're looking up here, I'm wondering about the bike parked across it. It gives us a sort of a line. It's an old track, it's an old bike. That's where I'm going with this thought. But let's just ride up here a bit further. Bike unpacked and positioned. How cool does that look with that road going off up behind it? Imagine how that would look with a really long lens as opposed to the wide angle of the GoPro. Now then, I want you to see the Gareth Harford method. I've got my stuff unpacked and laying around. I just had to chase that reflector all across the forest because the wind blew it. I'm not sure this is going to work. I'm just going to put you down here so you can see the bike up close. I'm going to get the reflector. If the wind doesn't blow it away, watch what happens when I scoop some light up. There, and off, and there. I hope you can see it in the camera because it makes such a difference. Okay, so what I've got to do now is try and make this stay here. Look, you can see, look, the wind is blowing it around all over the place. I think that is in the right place. We just got to hope that it stays there. Now, why am I walking further away? Because I want to use a longer lens. Can I get that reflector out? I don't know. Now the reflectors flip round the other way in the wind. Oh boy. When I turn around, it will be there. Positive thought. Yes, I'm a long way away. How are we going to lose the reflector and the stand? Well, it should be pretty easy because I'm using a long lens which gives me a narrow field of view. So we can see the reflector and the stand and my jury-rig thing. Now we don't want all that sky in there, do we? So what we've got to do is start extending that focal length, make the lens longer, and now it's disappeared, and now we've lost the reflector as well. So hopefully we're good to go. Now, what are our tones going on in there? Most of that is mid-grey. We should be good with what the light meter tells us it should be. And our shutter speed is 125 at f6.4 400 ISO. I'm going to open the aperture a little so that I can speed up the shutter speed a little because I don't want to get camera shake. And let's try that. That's not bad. That's not bad. I like the brightness in the background. The old girl's looking cool. I'm going to take one more shot for you without the reflector. Oh, there you go. That's easy to do it without the reflector now, isn't it? It's fallen over. Same exposure, same scenario, no reflector. And let's have a look. So that's no reflector. That is with reflector. So much nicer, isn't it? This is awesome. Right. Onwards and upwards. Cows. I do love it that these guys just sort of wander around in the road. Oh, there's rather a few people around here. Come and meet a cow. Meet a lovely cow. Come on. Come on. Come say hello. Maybe they don't like the BSA chugging away. But aren't they pretty? Recognise this place? I'm sure some of you do, because this is where I do my one-day beginners workshops, and also a lot of my online masterclass in photography course was filmed here because it is a great location. Now, if you're confused by some of the things I've been saying about focal length, being in love with composition, about arguing with light meters and infinity points, please click the top right of the screen. Come and try a free sample of my masterclass in photography, because it will answer all those questions for you clearly and succinctly. That's why it's got a shed load of reviews all over the place. Isn't it a pretty place? It's just magical, isn't it? The smell is gorgeous. Seaside, pure seaside. Now, what I'm not very happy about is what's going on over there. What's all this cloud nonsense? I want light so we can scoop it up with a reflector. Anyway, I'm going to grab a bite of something to eat. Let's have a chat at the table. Hopefully, the sun will come out. Big mug of tea, please. That would be lovely. And no, I'll sit outside if that's all right. Thank you. What have we got? All sorts of interesting things.
Would you like to leave the bag in?
Yes, please. Strong as you like. Could I have a mince pie as well? Or do I? What do you mean, ooh? Are you rationing them?
Yeah.
I do love a mince pie. I think they should be compulsory year round. Shame we haven't got much light. It might pop out again, but it's not going to be much fun if the light keeps changing. We're trying to balance reflectors and all that good stuff. Scooping up light and throwing it back into the engine, that really works so well. Thanks, Gareth Harford. You're a top man. Don't forget, link in the description area below. Go and check out his stuff. He's one of the world's best. The sun is whistling in from over here. Our reflector is scooping up that sun and it's throwing it back into here, and it's giving that engine a really nice lift. I'm sorry you're on the floor again. I need the tripod for what I'm doing. What is our shot? This is what I can see through the camera. Now, obviously we don't want the reflector, but I love the little heart. What if we sneak that focal length in? Can we lose the reflector? Easily. What about the wonky post? I reckon. Here we go, here we go. There we go. We're not far off, are we? I'm going to move to the right a little, to the left a little. And there it is, gone. The light is quite spiky, but it's not too bad. I am going with what the histogram says. Nothing is cutting off, though it's a very bright sky. 1/60th, f7.1, 500 ISO. I want to use a smallish aperture, f8, because I want to make sure the whole bike is sharp. It's going away from us. I don't want one end sharp and one end soft. Therefore, I want to be sure I don't get camera shake. Therefore, I've got to make sure the shutter speed is fast enough that any movement I make with my hands will be frozen. So, let's have a look. What have we got? And I think that is looking pretty good. I'm just going to wait for the lady over there to move because she's just in the way. And there we go. I've just bent my knees a bit and take that shot. I like it. I think that looks really good. Let me just check for sharpness. Always check for sharpness whilst you're on location. Let's zoom in on there. Oh, that's great. I'm going to take one without the reflector, just so you can see the difference. Oops. One more. There it is. So let's compare. No reflector with reflector. It's just a little piece of magic, isn't it? Top man Gareth Harford. Don't forget to check out his stuff below. I think overall we've got some really rather nice photographs today. So please, if you've enjoyed this video, like, share and subscribe to the channel because it really helps me make more films. Tell me in the comments any thoughts you may have. Which photograph did you like the best? And what is it that you love doing that you could go out and photograph? Because practice always makes perfect. And if you want the foundations of what you need to do and when, try a free sample of Masterclass. Be well. I'll see you next time.